Bado tuko mbali na tunaenda wapi? Mbali.
Endelea kutazama Capuchin TV. Huduma Katoliki ya Uinjilishaji.
Hello there and a very warm welcome to you. You are right on time for the Catholic Focus News Briefs, where faith meets facts. I'm Sasha Elizabeth, joined by Eric Maluki in sign language interpretation. In today's bulletin, a call for unity within the church as Kitale Diocese marks a new milestone, renewed efforts to revive Kenya's coffee sector, and growing concerns over discrimination, healthcare and security across the country. Of Kitale have been urged to strengthen their prayer life and foster unity among themselves to sustain the growth of the church. The call was made by Bishop Henry Juma Odonye during the official opening Mass of St. John the Baptist Goseta Parish, now the 38th parish in the diocese.
Catholic faithful in Trans Nzoia County have been called upon to embrace a deeper life of prayer and strengthen unity as a foundation for spiritual growth and church development. Speaking during the inauguration of St. Joseph the Baptist Goseta Parish, Bishop Henry Juma Odonya emphasized the importance of collaboration among believers in advancing the mission of the church.
Ambaye inazungumza na Mungu kila wakati, ambaye inatafakari Mwenyezi Mungu ndani ya maisha yake. Tupatie Mungu nafasi ndani ya mioyo yetu katika sala. Na tujifunze kutoka kwake Yesu Kristo, ambaye kila wakati alisali. Wanafunzi wake walimuona akisali. Akafundisha wanafunzi wake sala ile nzuri ya Baba yetu uliye mbinguni.
The new parish becomes the 38th parish in the Diocese of Kitale, marking a significant milestone in the church expansion in the region.
Parokia hii yetu mpya, muwe kitu kimoja. Mpendane, mshikane mkono na kutakiana mema kila wakati. Umoja kwa masuala ya imani ni kitu cha muhimu sana, ambacho kinajenga familia na taifa lake Mwenyezi Mungu. Umoja huo udumu katika parokia yetu mpya.
Church leaders expressed optimism that the new parish will bring services closer to the faithful while strengthening evangelization and community engagement.
Kwa parokia hii, mambo matatu ambayo nimesikia kutoka kwa Baba Askofu, kwamba iwe ni parokia ya neno la Mwenyezi Mungu, kwamba tuweze kukita mizizi katika neno lake Mwenyezi Mungu. Na pia jambo la pili ni kwamba tuweze kuwa na ushirikiano, unity. Na jambo la tatu tuwe ni parokia ambayo ni ya sala. Nafasi ambayo tunakuwa nayo muhimu zaidi ni ya kusali. Kwa hivyo naahidi kwamba mambo haya matatu tutaweza kuyazingatia zaidi, yataweza kusaidia pia kuweza kuwa tuwe katika imani na tuweze kudumu pia katika upendo. Mungu.
Reporting for Catholic Focus, Capuchin TV, I'm Gifted Rapalo.
A call has been made to leaders across the country to serve all citizens without discrimination amid growing calls for inclusivity and unity. The appeal was made by Celestina Nyaga Kivuma, founder of the Celestina Nyaga Foundation, during an iftar dinner she hosted for Muslim faithful in Voi Town, Taita Taveta County. Gabriel Makoma tells us more.
Speaking during the Iftar event in Voice, Celestina Nyaga Kivuma emphasized the importance of leaders serving all citizens equally, regardless of social, religious or political differences.
Kwa hivyo langu tu ni kusema kuwa kiongozi yoyote yule anafaa fahamu kuwa yeye ni kiongozi wa wote. Asiangalie dini, asiangalie vijana peke yake, asiangalie watoto, haswa nikiongelea kitengo cha women rep. Wewe kama mama ni mama wa taifa lote, ni mama wa vijana, ni mama wa wazee, ni mama wa kina mama na ni mama vile vile wa dini zote.
Kivuma noted that unity and equality are key pillars for sustainable development, urging leaders to remain close to the people and listen to their needs.
Tunatambua kuwa huu ni mwezi wao mtukufu, mwezi wa Ramadhan, kwa hivyo tunaheshimu hilo na tunataka tu wafahamu kuwa tunawaheshimu. Mimi kama Celestine Kivuma nawatambua na waheshimu na nimewasikia, na Mwenyezi Mungu akipenda mwaka wa 2027 tutarudi tena wakati tumeshinda, tukae tuone ni jinsi gani tutaendelea kusaidiana, ni jinsi gani tutaendelea kukuzana kiimani, na sio kiimani pekee yake bali pia kimaendeleo. Manake kama vile baba yetu amesema, wamesahaulika watu wetu wataita, na leo ikampendeza Mwenyezi Mungu ili tuweze kukutana pamoja na wenzetu Waislamu, tuweze share na wao iftar. Ningependa tu nipeane taarifa kwa rais wetu Ruto, mali yuko His Excellency. Tungeomba kama vile baba yetu amesema, next time tuwa invite wakuje, ama pia ikiwezekana watafutiwe sherehe yao tu maalum, waite kwenye serikali na mje muongee, uzungumze na wao, wasikie matoka yao ni gani.
From Voi, Taita Taveta County, my name is Gabriel Mokoma.
Now, from matters leadership, let's now shift focus to the agricultural sector, where the government is ramping up efforts to revive Kenya's coffee sector with an ambitious target of doubling production to 150,000 metric tons. More than 800,000 smallholder farmers are set to benefit from financial support, subsidized farm inputs, and ongoing cooperative reforms. Officials are also calling for greater youth participation and tighter measures to curb coffee theft in a bid to boost productivity and safeguard farmers' earnings.
Legal reforms in a bid to double output to 150,000 metric tons annually.
We increase coffee production from 50,000 metric tons to 150, triple that. And he said that will happen in three things. Number one, it is increasing production and productivity. What that means, supporting farmers access the seedlings, farmers access subsidized fertilizer, and support farmers in ensuring that each and every area that is ready for planting is ready. Secondly, due to the farmers' ability to sell their coffee directly, we saw from 2023-2024, we saw the average prices of the farmer go up. And not because just the global market was high, but even the share that went to the farmers was slightly higher than was in the previous years.
At Gatukuyu Coffee Farmers Factory in Kiambu County, smallholder farmers received seedlings and advice on modern farming techniques, where officials urged them to adopt new practices and encourage the youth to engage in coffee farming to secure the sector's future.
For the county, agriculture is devolved, and the agricultural training that the farmers need. We know for one and for sure that we have low productivity per tree and or per bush, per coffee bush. The low productivity is due to low agronomical inputs and technology that the farmers are still using, the old technologies. Now, we want to train our farmers to change with the changing times.
Secondly, there have been deliberate effort, particularly from the government organization New KPCU, training these youngsters in coffee, in the entire coffee value chain, and we have quite a number of them calling coffee champions. And these are people, they not necessarily need to be employed by the government immediately, but they are trained that they can even be hired by private sector, hired by cooperative themselves to enhance that knowledge. We believe you better have more people knowledge about producing coffee, and not even not being employed, but having more people available for farmers to access them, and also making sure that everybody is able to get the right information on when and how to produce coffee.
Farmers, however, raised concerns about persistent post-harvest coffee theft, calling for strike enforcement to protect their livelihoods.
Inua production na marketing imekuwa mzuri. Ni kwa sababu sisi ndio tuko kwa shamba na ndio tunalima. Mbolea tumekuwa tukinunua, lakini unakuta nyakati zingine iko bei kali. Tunashukuru kwamba ilipunguzwa na tungependa hata ipunguzwe zaidi ndio tuweze sasa kulima huu mmea kwa njia kubwa, sababu mashamba tuko nayo na tuko na mahali ambapo tulikuwa tumepanda kahawa na tumepanda kahawa.
Tumepewa mbegu ya kupanda ya kahawa na sasa itatusaidia juu tutapata pesa mfukoni. Tuna uhakika itarudi miaka pale juu ni sisi tu tulikuwa tunalima na sasa tutakuwa tukilima tena, tunatatia bidii na watoto watu tutawaweka huko kwa ukulima. Tulikuwa tunapitia matatizo mingi juu kahawa haikuwa na pesa, ilikuwa chini, lakini saa hii tuko na pesa. Hata ile kidogo tunafuna tunapata pesa. Sasa tunaendelea kufuna, tunaongezea mazao, tunawekea ile kitu tunataka kusoma masomo ndio tupate masomo ya kutengeneza hiyo kahawa.
If successful, these efforts could rejuvenate Kenya's coffee industry, improve incomes for hundreds of thousands of smallholder farmers and secure the sector's long-term sustainability. Reporting for Catholic Focus, Capuchin TV, I'm Gifted Rapalo.
Kiharu Member of Parliament Ndindi Nyoro has raised fresh concerns over the state of Kenya's health sector, warning that growing challenges in public hospitals could escalate into a full-blown crisis if urgent action is not taken. With that particular report is Nancy Kajuju.
The launch of Kambirwa Senior School, a project funded by Kiharu and GCDF, Nyoro said complaints about services in public hospitals are on the rise. He cited an incident where an elderly doctor aged over 80 was allegedly mishandled during registration at a hospital, saying it reflects a worrying decline in service delivery.
Tunaona maneno ya afya inaleta shida. Sasa mtu anaona sasa ati mambo ya public hospitals imeshida yeye. Ati jana tunaona mzee wa miaka ongeage kitu hivi. Nimeongea hata na madirectors wa hiyo hospitali leo. Na wanakinieleza ukweli kinaga ubaga. Wameitwa mkutano last week on Tuesday katika hizo ofisi kubwa. Wakaambiwa ati hiyo hospitali inatakikana ichukuliwe sio na serikali, na viongozi wa serikali ikuwe yao private.
He warned that such moves could spark conflicts and weaken private institutions, urging leaders to respect institutional independence.
Wadosi bwana. Simutoseke tu ile mumekula si imetosha tafadhali. Ati wanasema it has ati public I don't know what. So wakiona biashara yako ati wewe umejenga biashara, wanataka waweke kama sheria ati wewe ukijenga biashara kuna mtu wa serikali anaweza kuja achukue aseme ati wewe huwezi kumanage, yeye ndiye anaweza kumanage.
At the same time, Nyoro questioned the large allocation of public funds to State House Nairobi in the upcoming national budget. He said it is difficult to justify why a single office is allocated over 17 billion Kenyan shillings while critical sectors like health and education continue to face funding shortages.
Hii bilioni 17 na 20 billion next financial year. Instead of wasting that money in political sloganeering, that money is better off funding our education sector or our health sector, and there are specific areas that money can do.
He further urged leaders to prioritize the interests of Kenyans and avoid misuse of public funds for political activities.
So that tumepewa kazi na jukumu ya kuongoza, tufupishe ubinafsi tafadhali. Tuweke Kenya mbele, kwa sababu Kenya hatutakumbukwa kama viongozi na ile pesa tuliaccumulate. Tutakumbukwa na ile kazi tulifanyia nchi yetu ya Kenya.
Reporting for Catholic Focus, Capuchin TV, I'm Nancy Kajuju.
And now shifting focus to security concerns, Western Region Police Commander George Seda has vowed a firm crackdown on criminal gangs ahead of the 2027 general election, assuring residents of adequate security to maintain law and order. Speaking during the handover ceremony in Kakamega, Seda also urged politicians to respect the rule of law during public rallies, as he takes over from Isa Mahmood, who has been transferred to Nairobi.
And Region Police Commander George Seda has vowed to crack down on criminal gangs ahead of the 2027 general election, assuring residents of adequate security in the region.
When you want to have your army, let them be registered. Let those army be registered, so that we could not recognize them to be our partners in security. The government has got enough of the security agencies. The government has enough to provide the needs of the society. The government has enough to provide to any other class of persons. But we do not want to have a scenario whereby we are going to have other gangs terrorizing other public for purposes of yearning their own benefits. The benefits of an individual is terrorizing the individuals. That one is not going to be allowed. The levels of management, they have all come up together as security agencies and enabling those gangs to be limited. We must also ensure that we enhance the same strategies to ensure these gangs are nipped. I call upon the efforts of every other person, from the political class, the religious class. Let's come up together. Let's not have a society which is having people who are living in fear. When people are living in fear, we cannot transact normally the way we are supposed to be. We cannot allow gangs in society. That one becomes an anality. We don't want to have a state where we have got the state law officers articulating the state procedures. Then we have other gangs articulating their own procedures which are not even well elaborated. That one we are not. Remember, Kenya is a fully functional state. This is not a state which is non-functional. All structures are there to ensure every other person who is here gets the best of the provision. And that is, provision of security is a national issue. We are there for that.
Speaking during the handing over ceremony from outgoing Commander Isa Mohammed, who has been transferred to Nairobi, Seda urged politicians to uphold the rule of law during public rallies.
I'm urging our political class, let adhere to law. Law is very good. Let's notify the police of your intentions. We are there to provide for you security. What I also want to make very clear, let us not be viewed as an agency who is at war with the public. We are an agency who is just there to provide security. That's why there's what we call distinctive actions. There's what is supposed to be done by the police. There's what is supposed to be done by the politician. There's what is supposed to be done by the general public. You cannot generalize these things to be done by an individual. But police can do all that. But violence, we hate violence, but not that we are cowards. We just want to provide the best that's supposed to be done there. Political class, let's have peaceful campaigns. Let's respect the opponents. Sell your policies. When that day comes of an election, if you have it, you'll be elected so that you bring back the development that we inspire. All these political issues, once you get to the top, is about development. Let's not be agitating for this power with violence. That is power robbed of the public.
Mohammed, who previously served in Kakamega, noted that funeral-related violence has been a major challenge, but said the situation has since been largely contained.
The level of crimes have gone down, particularly violent crimes. I'm proud to say that. And that violent crimes have gone down. And we used to have a lot of interference in funeral. We had funeral gangs, and we have dealt with them. We have not seen any. When I was coming, there was so many gangs. So we have dealt with most of them. Most of them we have charged. There was a bit of disorder. So there's order now. I'm happy to say that there's order. There's compliance with the law by the citizens.
Authorities now say they're prepared to ensure peace and stability in the region ahead of the elections. Reporting for Capuchin TV, Catholic Focus, my name is Rufina Ruth.
And that report by Rufina Ruth brings us to the end of the Catholic Focus news briefs. Sasha Elizabeth, and on behalf of my co-anchor in sign language interpretation, Eric Maluki, we say thank you very much for joining us, wishing you a peaceful and blessed moment ahead. Stay informed, stay inspired. Until next time, we say goodbye.
Keep watching Capuchin TV, your staunchly Catholic identity channel. You are watching Capuchin TV. For any complaints, comments, or compliments on our programming, you can either write to us on info@capuchintv.co.ke or you can call us directly on 0717 424 866. Your complaint shall be addressed within 7 days. Remember to keep a copy of your communication with us. Keep watching Capuchin TV, your Catholic identity.
Hello everyone, welcome to St. Francis Community Hospital.